Morning friends, it's Joe from DadBod. Today it's around 80 degrees, full humidity, and 4:47 in the morning. Today is day 64 of your program, so we're going to do a long run, 7 miles. It's going to be what it is. So let's get going. But it's going to be a little crazy. I mean, last week we pushed up to 6.2, which was quite an achievement, in my opinion. Hopefully in yours as well. And today we get a nice, I don't know, add 0.8 to it. So it's not even a full mile farther. Totally doable. Y'all are like, shut up. Shut up, Joe. You're still making me run over 6 miles. Alright, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Begin workout.
Nice and mellow trottle, very slow. Whew. Dragging my heel a little bit. Pop that in my pocket. And look at that, we're ready to work. So, just like any run, gotta get our form right, gotta get our core. The first mile for me is normally a warm-up, really. Just getting everything where it needs to be. Had some soreness in my back today, upper back, which was kind of surprising. Most of my injury from the flattened discs is in my L4 and L5, which is like down by my sacrum, like as close as you get to the butt. So it's always a surprise when like between my shoulder blades is ouch. Especially because that region, when that's off, which is right now, like, takes the wind out of you. So we'll see if that starts to open up correctly. I did some stretches, but it's a little odd. You enjoying the cicadas this morning? Get it moving. Now, I woke up at 4 today. Normally wake up at 4:30, but I was pretty exhausted around 9 yesterday. And I was like, well, if I go to bed this early, I'm naturally gonna wake up earlier, so let me just see. And I set my alarm for 4. Went to bed at 9. So naturally, I woke up at 12:30 in the morning. I was like, crap! So I went upstairs, and we have like this little electric vacuum called a Roomba. And it was like making this really obnoxious scratching, squealing noise. I was like, what the hell? Picked it up and it had like an ant trap wedged inside it. I was just scraping up the ground. So I pulled that out. Laid out on the couch. Passed out. Woke up at 4. And got going. Well, how gozaimasu. But you get to catch a sunrise today, so that should be cool. Your legs are strong today, so that should be cool. How gozaimasu. Man, some early folk out here. Dang. I'm probably gonna talk less today. I think I want to focus on good form. just let you enjoy some cicadas. You know what you're doing. Nice and mellow. Started off slow. Remember, it's not a fart lick. So if you find your pace is up in the fart lick range, slow it down, bring it back. The hardest thing for me right now is I can't seem to find a full breath because that tension in my shoulder blades, legs and hips. I actually feel pretty good today. No lower back issues. I can turn on my core, which is crazy because yesterday I was pretty sore. So I'll just keep plunking along. We'll trust the lower body and the abs and hope that the lung capacity will catch up, and that my arms will find the right movement. It is nice waking up before the world. It's quiet. It's quiet uptown. All right. All right. You're about half a mile in. That's a 14th. 14th of the way done. Easy. Y'all are like, shut up. You're practically there. That first 14th, that's the hardest part of your run. Now, this humidity, oh, it's crushing me. Like I just feel how thick the moisture is. I'm also like, I can tell I'm high risk for chafe today, which makes me sad. I hate chafe. Chafing is the worst. So for days running and coaching, I'm gonna try to breathe better. Nice. Got a good rhythm, got a good pace. Still working on getting full lung capacity. Also working on the throttle, keeping it low and slow. There's already a part of me that's impatient. I'm like, we gotta be mellow. This is a fun, mellow run. Nothing crazy today. It's gorgeous today. You get a sunrise over Futaka Tamagawa. That's rare in the summer. We gotta wake up early for that. You're welcome. Any snakes? Whew. Breathe through it. Breathe through it. Perfect cross. Oh yeah, gorgeous sky. Nice and mellow. Nice and mellow. Nice and mellow. I'm gonna stride it out a tiny bit from bush to bush just to open things up and then lock in a lower pace just to stretch into it. 3, 2, 1. Just opening my legs, turning on my core, swinging my arms a little bit. It's not a fart like I just think it might feel good to kind of find everything. Hit that bush. 3, 2, 1. Trottle. Yeah, here we go. Oh, something's opening up. But gotta keep our core in place. All right. Oh man, it's hot. Woo! It's a warm one. So friends, I have some news. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just news. It's life. Life happens. When I started training for this, I actually set up the program to perfectly train up to running a half marathon on September 24th, right around Lake Semba, which is like northeast of Tokyo. It was gonna be beautiful. I forgot to register. So the race is in 7 weeks, but it looks like the half marathon is closed and it's just a 12K, which is about the same distance we're running today actually. So, kind of bummed about that. Now I could try to run something in October, but then the other crazy is I have a friend. 1 second. I have a friend who's running a marathon in Kanagawa. I have a friend running a 10K in Kanagawa, which is like south of Tokyo. It's maybe an hour-and-a-half drive. It's along the bay, probably beautiful beaches and crap. In December 4th. Well, they also have a full marathon. And I'm like, all right, well, can we train up to a full? Woo! Nice. So this is a very slow pace. It is a trottle. But we trottled the whole thing without injury. And that's awesome. So, excellent throttling. So then there's this marathon option. But it's too close in training to when the September half marathon was gonna be. So if we imagine training up a mile per week, we hit that half marathon. If we start training up to the full marathon, I'd have to add a mile a week And then a couple weeks, add 2 miles. Or each week, increase distance by some strange number, like 1.4 miles. Something unnatural. You know, so it's like the DadBod journey part 2. So I'm in turmoil. And then in March, we're expecting our next child. So it's like I can't swing a half marathon around February, March, or April, or a full marathon around February, March, or April. But I haven't run a marathon in like 10 years. So I'm really curious about taking the momentum from this and going a little further. Just a little further. But it is hard to sign up for something not knowing if you can do it. Like, I'm 31. You know all my issues. You know how hard this training has been for me. None of this comes easy, right? So the notion of registering for a marathon without even completing the half, it's a little scary. That's why I forgot to register for the half, because I wasn't sure if I'd finish this journey. So these are the things that I'm contemplating through. I mean, the other question is like, what if I maintained my level of fitness, ran a couple half marathons throughout the coming year, stayed at half marathon level, and then next year built up to a full, had the right training schedule, recorded it, you know, tweak some things based on learning from the DadBod journey. So these are all the little things in my head. So part of me thinks I might run the 10K at Lake Samba just to get out there, do a road race. There's a part of me that wants to register for the 10K and break the rules and pretend to be a dumb gaijin, just like a dumb foreigner, and just run the half marathon anyway. It's like, what are they gonna do, chase me and stop me? They might. It's Japan. Process is very important. Ohayou gozaimasu. Process is very important in Japan. So who knows? Who knows what would happen? Because the course is probably the same. You got the 10K, you got the half marathon. Normally, not always, you start the half marathon, and then after you release those runners, you start the 10K, and it's like the 10K folk create this surge for all the half marathon folk. Some people run the order backwards, actually. Put the fast people first so they don't throw off pace to the paced people. So it just varies. I'm like, there's one sticky part, and it's normally where the course splits when you go from a half marathon to a full marathon. Like, that's the point where they're looking at the color of the bib and telling you which way you should go. So I don't know. I can't predict the future. Now I could find a different half marathon, but it wasn't the one I wanted. The pretty one. It would be more of a city run I like the lake runs. So we'll see. I mean, plus, do you really want to run with me for 4 hours, 5 hours a week as we train up for a full? Does that even sound fun to you? Isn't this bad enough? I still feel that discomfort between my shoulder blades. Hasn't really gone away. It has shifted. So I'm like, just lock in base. If things get messy later, we'll adjust. But if you're capable of the throttle, by all means, continue. And we know that at one point on any run, it gets hard. It gets uncomfy. You get out of breath. You get sore. We know that. Don't be surprised by fatigue, by discomfort, by demotivation. It's all real. Just say, hello, old friend. How many miles would you like to stay with me for? But eventually, the pain and discomfort or fear you feel on maybe mile 2 to mile 4, by mile 5, not always, but a lot of times, that pain moves on, that fatigue moves on, because you're in a new moment. You got new pain to worry about. You know, we're about 4.5, you're like, gosh, I'm thirsty, give me water. You're not even thinking about that little throbbing between your shoulders. You're just in it. It's training day, yo. There's Tamagawa. Beautiful sunrise. Beat the sun today. Let's go. Running on strong legs. Let's go. Not fast though. Slow down. Settle down. You're not at 2 miles yet. At 2 miles, you get a gooey packet. It's like a treat. How is that miles? I love running into Japanese people on my runs, because I know their brain. They're like, what is that fat American doing? Why does he have a camera on his head? Why is he running? And I say fat American because, like, to Japanese, I'm definitely fat. Like, I've been called fat by words. And it's a little bit more common in Japan. People like touch your shoulders and your face and be like, huh, big guy. Yep, big guy. Just out here doing my best. By the way, you want to talk about immediacy of results? Started logging my food. Started logging when it's pleasure, when it's emotion, when it's fuel. Started making those good choices. Stepped on the scale every day. First weigh-in was the wrong time to weigh in, so it was arbitrarily high. Next day was 302.1. You know what it was the next day? On Tuesday, it's 302.1. You know what it is on Wednesday? 302.1. You know what it was on Thursday? 302.1. Friday, 302.1. Saturday, 302.1. Sunday, I didn't log any food. I didn't do any weigh-in. Took a Sabbath, took a break. Didn't cheat, just didn't work at it. Weigh in on Monday, you know what it's at? 302.1. But today, we have the strength, the confidence, the endurance to push 7 miles instead of 6. That's a measurable victory. Your body will be changing every day. You might find you need more protein. You might be hungrier. And sometimes you might eat when you're hungry. Sometimes you might be sad and just want some damn ice cream. And that's gonna happen. That's okay. But you're gonna come out here on Mondays, be like, even though it's hard, be like, holy crap, I can go a little farther. Like, I really did that. Or you're gonna get from push-ups on your knees over 9 weeks to 21 push-ups. Good form, good depth, off your knees, or somewhere in between, right? Everyone's coming in at a different level, and we just keep showing up for ourselves, keep pushing, but also keep modifying. Find that balance, find that work zone, keep learning about ourselves, keep pushing ourselves. But again, I added nutrition and that note-taking about fuel, pleasure, and emotion, not for condemnation, not so you have a system you can hack and lose weight crazy fast. Our goal is to run a half marathon safely, with good form, with consistency, with power. The rest of these things will come as they come. You might be building so much back and leg muscles and core strength that you're losing percent body fat, but you're not losing overall fat. I mean overall weight. Because you're packing on muscle when you're lifting heavy or when you're increasing reps. All right, let's get a walk. My heart rate's pretty high. I'm gonna do a walk, grab a gooey packet. I'm gonna do a little bit of stretching with my back. I'm gonna try to keep my pace though. Whew. That was good. First 2 miles in. Almost a third of the way, right? Can't give you full pat credit. Ooh, it's legendary. It's a salted watermelon. That's how you say watermelon in German. Watermelon. One of my roommates majored in Germany. Sorry. He majored in material science and engineering. He was a nerd. But he picked up a minor in German. Not the country, the language. You get it. Whew. I tried to tilt my head to stretch my neck. Almost tilted myself into the grass. Let's keep the walk pace for a little bit. I'm gonna get my heart rate down because it was climbing during coaching. And today, and I might be shifting some stuff a little bit. Today's about distance, friends. Oh, flying fish, oh my gosh. I never seen one of those in real life. It literally flew out of the water. I mean, it might just be a normal fish catching a fly, but it committed. Let me get 5 of those hinges. Oh yeah, the booty. Oh, and I'm getting a little bit of a back row on the lift. Yeah, when those shoulder blades touch, it's tender. I might need to stretch that out a little bit more when I get home. Whew, bringing the walk down. We got some distance to go today. By the way, if you're locked into a pace you like, do not stop for me. I know you know these things, but just a reminder. It is full humidity, probably around 85 now. The sun reflecting off that tower is literally roasting the flesh off my face. And sometimes when I run, I like to grab a still moment and miss all the chaos. And so I was doing the half marathon around Mount Fuji, maybe 5 or it wasn't around Mount Fuji, it was around a lake in front of Mount Fuji. And like mile 5, you're in the work zone, you're almost halfway, it sucks. But you get to this lake with a beautiful reflection in Mount Fuji. over the hill. You could just see everything. Like it's perfect. And not everyone, because there's people there that were committed to the task, but a good portion of people were like running to the side of the trail, catching a selfie from the mountain, taking in the sight, appreciating that they chose to do this experience. They trained up to it even though it's hard, and they're gonna take a beautiful picture. And then they put their phone in their pocket and they got back to it. So I've decided I would like a nice still moment in the training, get my heart rate under control, coach and talk a little bit. Who knows how much I'm gonna run today? Doesn't matter, I'm gonna finish the distance. All right, we got salted watermelon. Yums. Ugh. Gross. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. That's the wrong kind of cream cheese frosting. Oh no. Oh my God. What in the world? That's like a cinnamon roll frosting that was left out too long and started to go a little bit, mixed with like the watermelon. What were those things? Laffy Taffy? Nasty. Very good. But you see, just by walking, breath is stable. I'm still making good progress. Now, some marathons and half marathons will have a time limit, right? So you do got to keep on going, and you can increase the amount of time you're in the suck zone by walking. But if you walk with a good pace for a while, it can just get you set right to hop back into the run. You just have to make that choice and then re-lock it in. A lot of times when you walk once, it's comfortable. So it's a lot harder to start the run. It's a lot harder to keep the run once you get in the walk-run loop. So a lot of times I will try to run physically as far as I can before I get into this space. So to hit it at 2 miles, it's a little concerning because we still got 5 to go. Salted watermelon. Yum, yum. Oh, it's so gross. Finger licking good, right? That one's not a treat. So that'll hit my system in like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna do a couple more hip hinges. I'm not out here to impress anybody. But again, if you have a good pace, you might be one of those folks that can run a 7-minute mile. Keep on it. I'm glad you're here. There's diversity in all of our skill sets. For me, I'm okay being the last one finished, as long as I finish. I'm doing a couple shoulder stretch things just to figure out what's going on between my shoulder blades. If I could loosen it a little bit, breathing might be more comfortable. Do a couple high knees. Really trying to engage the core. Yeah, what is up with that shoulder? Whew. All right, I'm gonna walk more. I don't know when I'm gonna come back in, but I woke up early, so I got all the time in the world. False, I have children waking up soon, but I'm gonna enjoy my bridge, and I'm gonna keep trying to figure out what's up with my shoulder blade. Friends, I'm gonna start at the bridge, so I'm gonna walk up this little ramp, and I'm gonna see if I can lock in a pace again. I just don't want to start jogging on an uphill because it's gonna load up the cardio right away, and I don't like that. So for today's run, we're gonna cross the bridge, get to Futaka Tamagawa, and we go to 3.5 miles, which is back down that way a little bit. So kind of across from our starting point, not all the way across, but a good ways. Whew. Still working on form. They both, one of my shoulders always sits a little lower. It's an area like I'm still rehabbing, working on. I can see it in the mirror. It's just like one side's more mobile than the other. The strength gains aren't symmetric, so it's really hard to train it. And I'm almost at the point where I need to buy a mirror. I just haven't done it yet, which a mirror really helps because you can't cheat yourself and think you're fine when you're not. I hate this hill. This is like, out of all of it, I hate the stairs near the end and the start. That stairs with the road, that's a bad crossing. But this thing's dumb because you gotta run back up it over there. Why can't bridges cross a little lower? Why we gotta leave room for the boats? Who's gonna carry the boats anyway? We should be carrying the boats. We don't need to float them down the water. You can't be floating logs. You gotta carry the logs. I'm like still experimenting with shoulder position. Okay, tuck your core, lean. Drive up with the glutes. It's like a moving squat lunge. Yo, how did you like that just do it rep with the squat lunges? Wasn't that fun? It's paying dividends right now on this hill. Because this is basically a transition between a squat and a run when it's uphill, especially if you keep your core tight and you kind of lean into it. Your knees are a little bit more bent. Whew, I might need some water on the other side of the hill for sure. Although there is a water fountain over there. Do we need water? It's not a water fountain, there's a vending machine there. I can make it over there. It's a little bit out of route. I looked at that yellow like, oh, that's a good starting line. Nope. Get to the blue bridge, Joe. But hey, that first 2 miles, that was super clean. And I could have held it. I really could have. But it's so pretty out. I don't always get to catch a sunrise. It's nice. Got to enjoy my time with you. I don't know if you enjoy your time with me yet. Hey, if you need somebody to be with you, somebody to love on a workout, that could be me. If you need somebody to hate on a workout, that can be me. If you need somebody to love and hate on a workout, that can also be me. I can be whatever you need me to be, for you to be who you want to be. Here we go. Start after I walk past Oji-san and Oba-san. Big red dot. Nope, white line. See all that procrastination? Walking so comfy, isn't it? All right, here we go. I can go the distance. My body's like, where'd that pace go? You had such a nice pace, such a good flow, everything was moving. Now everything's a little sore, a little bit out of lactic acid. You sure you want to run right now? You sure, Joe? Yeah, I'm sure. I got a very clear target. One of those boxes has a water fountain. I gotta load up on fluids. I gotta start a new nation, gotta meet my son. Not throwing away my shot. Nice, nice. How excited. Oh, yeah, good pace. Good pace. My legs are still strong. How excited. It is amazing what good strength and conditioning can do for these long runs. Like, you have the power to do it because we train. Folks will try to train up to a half marathon or a marathon, and they'll only run, and they got no back strength, no core and stability, no quads. You need quads, my guy. Let's go. Bird. Let's go. How is that? I'm looking at that hill like, gosh, that would be a bad roll. the fence. Losing my pace. This is impatient running. Keep it up, keep it up. Keep it going. Keep plunking along. Let's go. Let's go. Nice and easy. Next stop, water fountain. I need it. My goodness. Luckily, this side's really good with water fountains, so it shouldn't be too bad. There's one right there. It is nice getting out here while it's quiet, though. Something special. Nice mellow pace. Hold it steady. I might water up on all these, even though it's gonna get my heart rate all over the place, just because it is really hot. I want to be careful, the sun's coming out. And just like you, we ain't out here to impress nobody. We doing this for us. Get my heart rate down so I can breathe when I drink. Whew. Whew. Keep it up, y'all. Let the hot clear. Hold your core.
Total distance 3 miles. Total time 43 minutes and 32 seconds. Split pace 17 minutes 5 seconds per mile.
Let's go. I was not expecting it being at 3 already. Friends, that's pretty cool. Little hinge for you. Oh, that one found me. Whew. And sometimes on a hinge, I like to rub my knees a little bit. Let me walk it for a minute. Dude, 3 miles. Let's go. Do we still have to get the 3 miles back? Yeah. But it's not time to turn it around. And yesterday you went to 3.1 anyway. Or not yesterday, sorry, last Monday when you did your glorious 6.2 10K run. You tacked on an extra 0.1 miles, which was nothing. So today we're just gonna tack on an extra 0.5. Easy. And then we're gonna run home. No big problem. We have done this all before. There is nothing new in these spaces, friends. Let me jog it up. Jog it up. Jog it up. Let's go. Nice and mellow. Nice and slow. You know, I say, we're not out here to impress anybody. We're not. We recognize that running a half marathon doesn't happen in a couple workouts. It happens over 110 workouts and consistency. And when you finish the race, people will be like, what? You ran a half marathon? I'm impressed. How excited was. Oh man, that OG-san was cut. What a boss. He's probably 140 years old. Japanese people don't show age the same way. How excited I was. So for you all, you turn it around at 3.5, and you've probably already hit 3.5. Let's be honest, Joe's not very fast today. Joe's out here fun running, having a good time. There's a Family Mart. Should we get a crispy habanero hot chicken? Yum. There's probably one in the machine right now. The availability of good spicy chicken tenders in Japan is like criminal, honestly. Really pushes the self-control, y'all. It's the oil. Once you start having an awareness to oil, your life can change. You just look at food different. You see the cost of that crisp. How excited I was. How excited I was. I'm a happy guy. How excited I was. Running is fun. We're out on our body. Things are still not settled in my upper back. There's some stretches waiting for me at home. Figure out what's going on. But my legs, my lower back, my core, woo, real nice. So friends, you're getting closer to halfway. Are you smiling? Is it fun? It can be fun. We don't have to worry about running home in the sun. We just gotta trottle right here. And hey, if we get really tired at halfway, we can just swim across the river. Run through the brush, get some fleas and ticks, get some leeches in the river. Be glorious. It's a good time, y'all. It's waiting for you. All right, I'm gonna check my phone in a minute. I think we're close to 0.35. But I think I'm also a little optimistic. Yeah, optimistic. Damn. Keep it up. 0.15 left. How excited I was. Really working here on core Oh, there's a guy and his son. Look at my son. That heat. Ooh. Oh, that heat. My goodness. Keep rocking it, y'all. So proud of you. Oh, you're doing good. I'm right with you. We're in the suck, and we know. But we focus on other things. Focus on beautiful morning though. I gotta bring my pace down. Gotta stay in the throttle, nice and mellow. Dread it, run from it. Destiny comes for us all. There you go. 3.5, baby. You hit it, almost. There you go. Turn it around. I gotta go to 3.65. And I don't want to. But good news, friends. You're halfway done. Please do not dread the second half. Do not think about the other 3.5 miles we have to slog through, right? You're hitting the third of 4 laps. And at the start of that third lap, demotivation and the reality of the work settles in pretty bad. And we both know that's normal and expected. Breathe through it. But right now I want you in 0.5 mile target mode. Not even finishing the third lap. 0.5 mile target mode. Our next target is 4 miles. And that's all we gotta think about. And we pick 0.5 miles because it's measurable. It's about 1 kilometer, right? So, shouldn't take us more than, I don't know, 6 minutes. 6 minutes is doable. And then we could make a decision after that. I'm about to hit this turnaround, and I definitely want to walk. I definitely want to stop. Definitely trapped in the sun. I'm gonna turn to face the sun head on instead of my shadow. It's gonna suck. I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah. 0.63, let's go. 0.2 more for me. 0.02. 0.01. So I'm gonna lean forward, try to shave 3/4 of a second off my time. Hit my turn hard. Hit it like you mean it. Extend it to the second bush. Take my 3 power breaths, or my 5 power breaths. Stretch them out. Find my throttle. And like magic, we're still throttling, but we feel you, son. We hate you. Meanwhile, we're bossing out here, slaying it. Getting ready to do some gardening. This is a garden. Wow, she's out here. She's kicking butt. She's gonna go work these beautiful flowers. And that's one of the reasons Japanese folk live so long, man. They are always, not always, but a lot of them, they're moving. Even in elderly age, they're out on their body, they're moving, they're getting stuff done. It's not a sedentary lifestyle, holistically. I mean, there's pockets of people, But it's a train-based community. So you walk to the train station, you ride the train, you walk to your shop. Sometimes you walk to another station. All right, heart rate's up, let's walk it. Sun's got me, let's walk it. Try to get my breath. Now, almost 4 miles in, friends. That's over halfway. At week 10 in the program, because that's where we're at, getting to 4 miles should be challenging, right? You're learning how to lock a pace. Maybe you're in the jog, walk rhythm. Maybe you're biking it. But the thing is, at this point in the journey, 4 miles, while hard, okay, while difficult, should be attainable for you. There might be some messy points, right? Like I've had to do some walks and some stretches and kind of calibrate. But for the most part, I've been out on my legs, out on my body, moving consistently for about 1 hour, right? 13 minutes per mile, 17 minutes per mile. Loosely adds up to about 60 minutes. So I want you to focus in on this, right? We're at about 4 miles and it's been attainable for you. I know your head's in the dread of 7, but you can take your body 4 miles across a given distance. That's a huge, huge life shift up. Huge change in gears. How excited I was. Huge progress. Working on squeezing my abs. They're a little loose now, a little sore. Still working on my shoulders. So to be able to push up to 4 miles, that's massive, right? Because 4 miles is a third of a half marathon. And you have to go the full distance. But what this means is we're still 6 weeks out from race day, really 7. 7 weeks out from race day, just over halfway. And you already have the strength and capability to get out and do a third of the race necessary. That means if you wake up and you got shin splints, or you wake up and your ankle's a little creaky, or your back's sore like me, or something's just not perfectly dialed in, you don't wake up with a perfect, fit, well-fueled, excited, eager body, you know that you can make some modifications on your pace, on your movement, and you can get through the first third. And that first third might be challenging, especially if there's hills on the front end of it, but you know you can do it. So lock in that success, because that's the foundation. We build from that, right? Every week we build on it, we go a little farther, but it's okay for the first portion of a workout to be something we could just kind of do because we have to do it to get to the hard part, the really hard part, right? The tails of this thing are what get you. It's normally the first mile warming into it and owning the fact that you're gonna be outside for 2 and something hours. And then it's the last tail where you're in the walk, trottle, doom zone. And for me, man, heat is slaying me. If I was doing this without a camera, without trying to narrate, and I was training in spring instead of summer, I would probably be able to hold a nice 12-30 mile and do 7 miles. But it's the talking, it's the heat. Like, I have to make adjustments to stay safe and to set success at completion. That's why I wake up earlier and earlier on Mondays, so I can fit it in, so I can give myself the space and the room to take care of myself without running in a hurry. Especially with long distance running.
4 miles.
There we go.
Time 58 minutes and 25 seconds.
Nice.
Pace 14 minutes 53 seconds per mile.
Yo, 14 minutes is a really nice pace. We had some good trottle in there. We had some good walk in there. That's a nice rep. So we get our treat. Okay, and then we get water, and then we'll just keep plunking along, all right? We got mandarin orange. Hopefully it tastes like a dreamsicle, but not the wrong way, all right? Not hot fermented frosting, let's see. Yummy. Oh God. Woo! That one is not palatable. Oh. Yay. So bad. This thing just ain't right, man. I think I missed a little on the side there. All right. Well, that was super pleasant. Yeah, so I think my decision with this half marathon, full marathon, 10K shenanigans is a tall glass of I don't know. Ugh. I think that's okay. I think today though I will try to carve out some margin to find a run that I want to commit to. But I don't think I should rush a marathon. I think that's a little bit arrogant of me. Here's our water bottle and then we'll start jogging. Like, I gotta be safe. I gotta make good choices. And if I'm training up other folks, it's not fair. Like I thought about doing like adding the 2 miles, like those larger jumps, and then just stretching the program out over 2 weeks for those 2 runs and just having people watch the video to get up to 13 miles and watch to get up to 14. I was like, nah, it's just not right. I'd rather do another full journey with all the IRL workouts, but I need a break because this has been really challenging. Get that orange nasty out. This is much better. That's funny though, because I'm over here dying in the heat and I'm like 4 miles in because I know my body, right? And I was like, if I had to do 8 right now, even though today's 7, I was like, if it was 8, and it's just from experience, like I could stretch it and do it. I would probably be a little tight, a little sore, a little limpy, but I know I could do it. So it's really interesting getting to that space of empowerment though, as well, like just knowing we can. That's super cool. So we're on the last 3 miles, keep plunking along. I know that the battery's gonna die in some point. I'm about to start running again, so I'm just gonna change the battery so I don't have to think about it. So give me a second, pull battery out of my pocket. Nice. All right. Keep it up, friends. You're doing really good. All right, let me turn off the thinger, the dink dink. See you in a second. All right, friends, let's do it. That's a nice back stretch. Got your back stretches in. Hit you on my head. Woo! Ooh, that's a gross wet head strap now. Nasty. That's where all my hydration's been going. I've been trying to hydrate you through the camera. I'll keep that next line to myself. I was like, how's that sweat taste? Ugh, gross. So nasty. Let's see where we're at. Check my phone. What the heck is that? We're at 4.25 miles, y'all. So the next target's 4.5. Keep working it up in 0.5 intervals. Don't get hung up on 7. 7 might feel really far away. For some of you who know math, you're like, well, 4 out of 7, like, that's a big chunk of the way there. My phone's probably gonna die, so at least we made it halfway. That's kind of where I knew I needed some help. Okay, let me lean forward, let me get my core, squeeze my walnut, get my arms forward, shoulders rolled back. And we're just gonna ease into it. This is mellow trottle. I'm gonna see if I could trottle up the hill to the bridge. I'm really enjoying walking today's workout though. for some reason, like, it just feels right. So I'm running, I'm walking with it. I think part of it's like I feel like I have more margin because I got up earlier. And I just wanted to enjoy today. Still wanted today to be challenging, but had a lot of anxiety about how it's going down this week, what I got to do, and what I didn't finish up on the weekend. Like all these sticky thoughts. It's funny, when I woke up this morning, I come from a faith context, so I prayed a little bit. And my prayer was like, Lord, I don't know how it makes sense, but can you make this walk restful? Like mentally restful. I'm okay if it's physically challenging, but like, just set my mind at ease. Help me get into the process. And I will say, 4.25 miles in, it feels great. How good time was? Like, I feel strong. I feel like I have pretty good form. Again, the shoulder thing's a little concerning. I gotta figure that out. But like, when I am jogging, my pace is super even keel. And I'm just locking it in. I know how to run. I gotta tell myself that. I know what this is. I'm experienced in this. So I can enjoy it a little bit. And I think we've shared this, but like, you burn more calories when you walk for a sustained amount of time. You definitely burn more fat. So there ain't nothing wrong with this. We care about distance, not speed. Speed's on Fridays. Whew. These hills though, that little spike up there is gonna suck. It's fun, man. We're over halfway. Doing good. Come on now. Come on. It's just beautiful out here, man. You got the sunrise, nice blue bridge, trains, river. Oh, so good. So good. Such a gift. Such a gift to be out here. Such a blessing. So when you do the long run walk stretches like I've been doing, it's kind of cool because it's like each run is a new run, so it doesn't stack up same way. I don't know, I don't normally train this way. Kind of like it. I think I'd have to research it a little more to kind of know the best way to do this, but I feel pretty fresh at mile 4.5, right? Because that's what it is right now, right? Let's see. Yeah, 4.6. I feel great. So some of those stretches have been really nice. I'm still traversing distance. Nothing's up with my hips or back, so that's a big old win. course height. Finding my shoulder position. Still not there. Pacing's pretty good. Oh, people are waking up, man. It's like 5:45. They gotta wake up and get it. That's awesome. But friends, it doesn't matter when you wake up. It just matters that you show up. Alright? If you are a night runner, get it. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Fitbit! 10,000 steps this morning. Let's go! That means I've earned potato on the couch mode. I'm just playing. Just playing, we got work to do today. We still got kids to raise. We still got robots to engineer. Still got grad school. So I gotta rotate between walking around the house, sitting desk, standing desk, 10,000 steps. That's just the foundation of the day, bro. Let's go. But there's some slight cloud coverage, which made that stretch just cool enough, man. I'm so lucky because now I'm on the low side of the river, low side of the levee. Whoops. My phone, 4.85. There we go. My phone was trying to do an emergency number. Is it doing it again? Stop it! Now, friends, I'm not sure exactly when this will finish. My phone's gonna die. So, luckily I set a good return path. So I kind of know when it'll be over. But I'm gonna definitely be in no man's land when it comes to distance and pace. I'm hoping I'll get a nice mile 5 reveal. Not so hopeful about 6 or 7. There we go. Ah, good pace. Good pace. Nice and controlled. I'm so proud of y'all. You're out here doing it, man. Keep it up. All I need is consistency, and not even consistency of the run, because it's unlikely, if you're new to long distance running, that you can find a pace, lock a pace, and run it the same way regardless of terrain. Like, you have to learn that skill. But if you consistently show up each workout and give it your all, that will always be enough. That will always be enough for you. Let's go!
1 hour 14 minutes and 15 seconds. Split pace 15 minutes 50 seconds per mile.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, beautiful, beautiful work, friends. 5 miles and 5 out of 7. All right, 5 out of 7. You got 2 miles left, but be careful, okay? You're still on that 3rd lap. You're almost done. When we get to 5.5, then we can start thinking about the end. But I want you to be patient with yourself. All right? You can't run 2 miles all at once. We run them in pieces with consistency, perseverance, with discipline. All right? Each half mile will take 6 to 8 minutes. But when we run them, or jog them, or walk them, we hold in that core. Squeeze the walnut. Squeeze the core. Lean forward a little bit. Activate your feet. Activate your calves. Don't just go through the motions, all right? Now it's okay to lock in a pace, to lock in a rhythm, but try to feel the movement a little bit. Just enough that you have control. You can throttle it up, you can bring it down. But you're the one setting the pace, holding the pace. It's not my pace, it's your pace. And your commitment or resolve to go the distance. All right? I can't run these or bike these or walk them for you. This is all you. I'm just your buddy or your competitive adversary. Adversary? Anniversary? What? I'm the guide on the side, all right? All right, walk it up. At least for me. Heart rate's climbing, which is fine. But as it keeps climbing, I'm losing control of form. And right now, at mile 5.5, form, ooh, is everything. Form is everything right now. So keep it up, keep pushing. How gozaimasu. How gozaimasu. Form is everything. Right now I'm striding out. I'm feeling chafe, okay? Certain things are just unpleasant. You gotta give yourself some space to feel that and put it in a bucket. Keep going. How gozaimasu. There's certain things you can run through, certain things you can work through, there's certain things you stop for. All right? You keep going long distances, you're gonna get blisters, you're gonna get chafe. I had a friend who lost a toenail. Dragonflies are beautiful this morning. You know, I don't know if I'd run to the point of losing a toenail. That sounds kind of severe. I'm not really about that. There's some folks, man. There used to be these military shirts. I don't know if they still make them for the, maybe it was the Marines in high school. It was like, sweat is weakness leaving the body. So if sweat is weakness leaving the body, then what's a toenail? Super weakness? That last little ounce of humanity before we turn you into a soldier's that lost toenail. It's that last little bit of you holding on and just pop. Oh God. Oh, it hurts. It's not even my toe and it hurts. All right. I think we're probably at 5.5. Let me check. Maybe not even, probably 5.35. I'm getting a little impatient. 5.35. Keep it up, friends. You were almost on the last quarter lap. So keep feeling good about the work you're doing. My phone's gonna die. Which sucks, because like you, I like to know how long I have left. And actual numbers are far more helpful than feelings. Oh man, running off of feelings is a bad day. Because you could be like, I feel like that's gotta be at least a half mile. I feel like that mile marker's only a couple steps away. A mile's a mile. And I'll tell you what, it's always the same flipping distance, regardless of your dumb brain. What changes is your fatigue and how hard it is to keep moving that same distance. The mile never changes. So that's why I love using that run tracker, Map My Run, I think by Under Armour. And I still use it even when I run a half marathon. Sometimes the mile markers don't perfectly match on a run, depending on when you start the app. Oh, someone lost a cup. That's a bad day. It's good. I'm in go the distance mode, man. It's hot. I feel good. Honestly, my core and legs are in great shape right now. So, and I'm walking with a pretty nice, brisk pace. So jogging isn't all that much faster right now. It's like one of those things. Water doesn't make you weak. Walking doesn't make you weak. If you walk with a nice tight core and a good lean in your back, your shoulders rolled back, squeezing the walnut, driving the heel into the ground and rolling off that foot and pushing forward with nice pace, like a squat to lunge walk kind of deal, you're working just as hard with less impact, more calorie burn, more fat burn, and then you'll see where you get from a pace perspective. But again, for me, the measurement is distance today. And I'm learning. Like, I had a plan going into this whole DadBod thing with you all. I was like, I'm gonna run every long run. I'm gonna set an example. What an idiot. I am the example. The example is that things don't go according to plan. We can be impacted by weather or talking or other things. And we have to redefine what is the right level of intensity and push and challenge and safety. Which is why I've turned the fartleks into the really sucky runs. Like, because I can have my voice elevated, like my breathing elevated, and sustain that for 2.5 miles. Push and drive. I think we did, well, we must have did 8, 9 intervals before we took our first like walk one to gather ourselves and finish it out on one last push. Like, that's amazing. But for this, I needed some therapy. I needed to take some time, get my body right, feel strong, find confidence, plunk along a little bit. And I've had some really nice jogs with great form and no injury. And I've been walking with good pace. I'm sweating like crazy. But I feel alert and fresh and uninjured. And how cool would it be on your half marathon if you cross the finish line and you're not outlandishly exhausted, injured, limping, having hip socket issues, messed up knees, last half marathon you ever do, worst experience, never doing it again. What if you're just kind of trained up for it and you were reasonable and you ran your race, not somebody else's race? You let hundreds of people pass you so that you could run your best race. How cool would that be? You're at 5.59. All right, we are on the last quarter of this thing. We got 1 mile, 1.4 miles. Do I want to kick it in? I'm really enjoying walking. Like, still got the heart rate up. Let's run the baseball fields. So we'll start doing distance, target running. This thing's all over the map for me today, so I'm just gonna finish. We'll go bush to the end of the fences, whatever that looks like. I think that'll probably be 0.15 miles. And then we'll reevaluate, probably walk from there and then walk run it. Oh, the sun found us. All right, let's go. Tuck in the core, trottle it out, Find a pleasant pace, y'all. You're doing so good. I just want you to be proud of yourself, all right? Like, this is hard. Running's always going to be a little hard. But as you continue to strength train, as you continue to be consistent and make challenging but safe choices, like, it becomes attainable even as we're older. Because you got to be super careful with your hips, your back, your knees. As you get older, you get a lot more prone to injury. So if you could start training up to it correctly, to run with good form, then you start to be OG-san out here. You start to be 50, 60, 70, 80 with the ability to still jog or walk around your local park. And that's what's gonna get you running with your grandkids and your great-grandkids. All right? This stuff matters. It's hard. You don't like it. It's challenging. But there's a strong why. And each of ours is different. I'm really trying to walk back some injuries around my core and back. I really don't want sciatica. I really don't want to inject an enzyme into the center of the disc in my lower back to eat the middle of it so that the weight of my spine pressures that disc to squish so that it stops pushing on my spinal cord and creating pain. Wouldn't it be better if I could just sit with good posture? If I can build strength in my core, in my sacrum, in my legs, and my glutes, so that I can carry myself, so that I can get the pressure off the spine myself. What if I could run with good form, well-supported form, so that I'm not injuring myself, right? These are the questions I ask. And I think they're the right questions. Let's run to the fence. I'm gonna slow it down across this fence. Remember, don't just stop. Go ahead and glide into it. Ah, there we go. Whew. Probably at 5.7. I like to test myself. 5.89. Nice. That means mile 6 is right there. How gozaimasu. Oh man, it's gorgeous out. Everything looks so pretty. You got the birds, bushes, flowers, baseball fields overgrown with grass, buses, trains, submarines, all of it. Submarines. Whew. I'm feeling the work, friends, all right? I don't want you to pretend that just because I've walked stretches of this that I'm not working. Whew. I'm working. It's hard. But you know what? Compared to last week, because we're already at 6. Last week, this workout was ending right around here. We had like a little left, right, a little 0.2 to get it. Or was it a 0.1? I think as a half, full marathon's 26.2. Half marathon's 13.1. So I think it was a 0.05. So you were pushing towards this distance. I mean, you probably have now surpassed what you did on Monday. And I'm hoping, if you're like me right now, you're feeling strong. You probably want to be done. There's probably something that's dreadfully uncomfy whether it's an ankle, a knee, your hip, your back. Do yourself a favor, do a couple hip hinges, squeeze, get your arms up, squeeze, throw them back, squeeze, do one more. Last one I actually did more of a squat than a hinge, right? You can find those little pieces of range of motion and get it right. Get back into it.
Total distance 6 miles.
Yeah.
Total time 1 hour 30 minutes and 20 seconds.
1 hour and 30 minutes.
16 minutes 5 seconds per mile.
And you're still a 60-minute mile. Like, that's not bad. Okay? Because you're doing it for 6-7 miles. Now, on the day of your half marathon, if your half marathon has a time limit, do the pace you can do. All right? If they close the half marathon and you don't get to finish, I'm gonna say that's highly unlikely, right? You might lose traffic support. They might start picking up cones, but you know what? There's still gonna be someone walking home from the half marathon, clapping for you, cheering for you, encouraging you. And even if they don't have the little sensor at the end to tell you your pace, you weren't running for pace. You were running to finish that sucker. I practically closed down the Lake Yamanakako one, which was around Mount Fuji. Like, if you watch the video, which was in week 0, like, go ahead and watch it again if you need some encouragement. Just fast forward to the last 2 or 3 miles. So like the last 30 minutes of that workout. Oh man, I'm in no man's land right now. It is warm. But just go to that last 30 minutes. I was exhausted. I was so beat. We're on mile 11 to 13. And everyone was walking back up the hill after their half marathon because they were done. And like, it got to the point, there's still other people behind me, a couple older folks, a couple larger folks. For the most part though, like, we were on the tippy tail. I think I ran that thing in 2 hours and 50 minutes, which is hecka slow. Not to make you feel bad if you're slower. It's just like, compared to the nominal average, that is slow, and that's okay. I know that. I run that because I can do that safely and still achieve and still accomplish what I want to accomplish. But they were rolling up that run. Everyone was going home. Sorry, it's a cicada. It was just really big. It hit my stomach. And it was just so heavy. Big ass bug. All right, that's fine. I'm alive. Nice to know that I navigate near-death experiences with a nice samurai growl, you know? Hontoni, oh my god. No. What was I talking about? I got no one here to remind me. I'm just trying to walk with good form, man. Just pressing out that last mile. Got this, it's hard. Oh yeah, so they're rolling up the carpets. They literally like took down the starting line, the barriers, water stations were starting to disappear. That gets dicey. And but like, people walking back, talking to their friends, rejoicing about the run, just in their own world, like, you would see their heads come up, and there's this giant 6'3", 300-pound white foreigner guy plunking along, wheezing, and they would be like, "Sugoi! Gambaru!" Like, keep going. Like, I energized them. And then I had the, like, I got on the issue of like, shoot, everyone's expecting me to keep demonstrating that I'm pushing, so I just was going between walk, run, throttles. It was so bad. So bad. All right, I'm gonna try to get some jogging again. I'm a little fatigued, but see if I vary the pace up. I will try. Do I want to commit to that? I probably should try to commit to it. I'm gonna see if I could commit to at least getting to the steps. It's a bit of a ways from here. It's probably 0.2, 0.3 miles from here. I'm sore, that's for sure. But I'm fit. I'm a big guy, and I'm fit. Those are two things. I did all my eat plan right this week. I tracked when I ate for pleasure, when I ate for fuel, hit my little calorie deficit most days because my Fitbit tracker. And you know what? I lost 0. But that means something's going on, right? It means we're putting on strength when we're lifting big. So we're doing the right things. Doing the right things, pushing, challenging ourselves. And you're like, how can you be running for an hour and 40 minutes on a Monday and not lose weight, Joe? And it's like, there's a lot of factors. We all have different builds. We all have different calorie intake. And I lift hard and heavy. I lift big. Big for me anyway. Not a bodybuilder. But I don't expect weight loss based on how I train. Now, this calorie deficit is an experiment for me, right? But it's an encouragement to you. It might have been really hard, really hard to write down what you ate and why you ate it. And we're not out here trying to get eating disorders, all right? But we want to start facing our life decisions across the day. But I want you to know, just because you do something for a week that's hard doesn't mean that you should expect to see results immediately. Now maybe week 4, maybe week 5, maybe. But my friend, if you are throwing on some serious muscles, you're not going to lose a lot of weight, but you're going to feel more physical, right? So every time you step on that scale, I want you to tell yourself, my success and my failure is not in this number. It is in how far I run or walk, how many push-ups I can get, if I'm lifting a bigger weight, if I'm adding reps, if I can run around with my kids, if I'm not sweating at the top of the stairs, if I'm increasing my step count throughout the day. These are the metrics, okay? Active movement, healthy movement, safe movement, increased strength, increased mobility. Those are the metrics. But the weight is still good to be mindful of, because some of you, you're gonna see a huge drop. You might have already. It just depends on build and how you train and what you eat and your metabolism. It's genetics and it's life choice. Some of you will have to be in a lower deficit and work way harder to ever see a shift on the scale. Some of you don't. I almost made it to the stairs. But there's a weird smell. And I know it's a lame excuse, but the smell definitely got me. Oh, it still got me. What the heck is that? It's like a chemical fire. It's really bad. All right, we're gonna walk up and down these steps. We're gonna walk to the water fountain, or the vending machine. We're gonna buy ourselves a sports drink and water, and we're gonna finish up this sucker. And we are gonna be proud, baby. Did the work today. Powered up. Let's power up these darn stairs. It's gonna suck. Oh no. Oh why? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna jog across because I'm insecure. Oh, he's not mine. Hopefully there's no snake. If I get bit over here, I'm gonna be pissed. You hear that? You hear what I just said? And it's true. I'm gonna jog up across here because I'm insecure. I'm insecure about how I look. I'm insecure about my pace, about how red my face is. 6.6 miles, by the way, friends. Hour and 40 minutes. want you to tell me walking doesn't count. So whenever you get in that headspace, you can still get some serious work in, all right? Some safe work in, some sustained work in with a good intentional walk and a run. So I'm trying to be open to how my training might adjust. Big bug. Why? I just want my sports water. I just want my water. Hopefully no more bugs. I will say stopping right now and bending over. Whoo! Oh, you know what we forgot? It's 6. We're supposed to get a GUI right now, but I'm just gonna, we're already at 6.6. I'm just gonna finish it out with sports water. I don't think I need that second GUI. I just can't bear the taste of it. All right. We're still in the work zone, friends. And this program's really fun because I feel like I'm coaching out of both sides of my mouth. It's like push, drive, come on. You got more, keep the pace, blah, 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 blah. It's like, celebrate that walk, you're doing great. Wow, gozaimasu. And it's a mix, right? And I just want you miss even how I'm coaching or talking or processing, to really make it your own journey. Some of these workouts are gonna be right on top of what you need. Some of them, what I'm saying just can't apply to you. You need to find the balance. Wow, gozaimasu. You gotta find the balance. You gotta find the work zone. But I'm hoping that we're getting better together, step by step, giving you a roadmap to follow. And sharing them tips and tricks to get you where you want to be, friend. Oh, yeah. My abs are gonna be sore from this. Well, we did good work, man. I think out of all the runs I did, this whole program, that one by far, when I was running, had the best form, best pace, and best pace not being fast. Like the most controlled pace I could have out of all the training I've done. But like, I'm confident when I get back home, I do a couple stretches, take my cold shower, my hot bath, I'm confident that things should be in a good spot. The tricky thing is that shoulder tweak. I really got to figure that out. I might have to do some modifications on tomorrow's lift, we'll see. But the abs, lower back, hips, core, legs, all that perform very, very well for me today. Garbage day. Oh man. Thank you, Poca Sapporo Sports Water. How gozaimasu. I'm still working at cardio-wise, friends. I'm still hour and 40 minutes squeezing the walnut. core activated. I gotta keep everything taut the whole time. Because if I don't, it's where I get messed up. Noise. I think you're almost at 7. I think you're very, very close if my phone's not dead. .86. Nice. 145. Nice. How gozaimasu. Probably by the time I finish this one. And when I was training solo, before we were doing this whole thing, like at this point, Ego Joe would be running, he would be straining, wheezing, hips hurting, come home limping. I train like a fool by myself sometimes. It's normal. You want to push yourself. You want to be able to do those big hard things. And there are days where we lift a heavier weight. I just bought some new heavier weights that I can set up. I can go up to like 60 pounds now instead of 40 and adjust them. I need to make sure I'm not an idiot this week. Now that I have something bigger to lift. I'm gonna work up to it. How gozaimasu. I gotta work up to that strength over time. I built up to 40s over 200 plus days working out. Why would I think I can get to the peak of 60 in 1 week? Because of ego. Because I think I can push myself. Muscles build over time, friends. So does endurance. So does stamina. And when you get a little smarter, you realize you can walk half of these long runs and still get just as much cardio, just as much strength, just as much endurance, and you will finish a half marathon this way too. You can finish your last half mile with a bottle of water and put your ego on a shelf and know that you did great work. Exceptional work. 6.98, baby. Up these steps, around the bend, we'll be done. Breathe through it. 6.99, baby. Come on. There's 7. Excellent, excellent work.
Workout pause.
Oh, G-san caught up to me. Alright, friends. Great work, great intensity. If you modify things to get through it, I hope you felt encouraged by that. Hope you're finding good form, safe form. Please don't be down on yourself if you didn't hit 7 miles, or if you hit it a different way, or you biked. You're still showing up, you're still increasing endurance. So, proud of you, friends. See you around.